Hey guys, Jim here again from the Kosh Garage. I'm just working on my 2013 Chevy Cruze. I gotta change the brake pad. I didn't want to bore you with the most basic things like, taking your nuts off, lifting the car in the proper point, like this one right here where the engine originally gets mounted from. I just want to go straight to the meat of the product and the meat of the job. So, which is basically, once you got your vehicle lifted and properly secure, right? So you have a 10 millimeters wrench, and then loosen up the top caliper bolt, and then take the bottom caliper off completely. And then you can see that the caliper can be lifted up, right? So before you continue with this thing, sorry, let me just take my gloves off. I want you guys to grab a big plier, a big screwdriver, like this one you saw, and then pry it into between the caliper itself and the piston. Let me see the image. Yeah, there you go. The caliper and the piston, and then squeeze in between without damaging the piston, guys. That's the main thing. The piston has to go back into a straight position, linear. If you start jamming the piston, you're going to damage the whole caliper, and that's something I don't want you guys to do. So obviously this one here is sliding backwards. So let's see if I can put the bolt back in there. Let me just put two hands for this thing. Unfortunately, I'm working the camera myself. Okay. What up? Okay, so I pull the caliper up a little bit, and I'm going to put the bolt back down. Because what's going to happen is the moment that I start pushing this thing back, the caliper is going to try to go back in place. So, but you don't put too much pressure on it. I said, the last thing that you want to is damaging the piston of the caliper being pushed back, and you can see the piston is retreating. That's gonna save you a lot of time and grief, because the new pads are obviously thicker than the old ones, right? So just keep going all the way to the end. Look at this, nice and easy, a little bit of pressure, not much. That's also a good sign of a healthy caliper, right? So all right, once I get it all lifted, let me retreat it. I can just probably lift the caliper up like so, and then make sure that you secure it, and then give you space to work with the brake pads, right? Now just put attention into these little metal things here and here. All right, they might have a direction, I don't know. So just pry open your calipers out of the place. If you don't want to take those metals off, they won't come off, they won't fall, right? And then look at this one here. It says it has probably the thickness of a credit card or a credit card and a half. So I really worn these brake pads all the way to the bone. So these one are my original brake pads that came with the vehicle. I'm sitting at 81,000 kilometers for these OEM brake pads. So I don't know, let's see if it's worth it. Maybe next time I'll have to buy an OEM. We'll see how many kilometers these new pads that I bought. They're called, I bought these ones in here because I got a heavy foot and I like to crank up, because obviously my car is turbo and standard. So I bought these Evolution Sport carbon fiber and ceramic performance pads, right? And then let's just test them and see how it goes. And they come with a little metal clips as well to replace. So 4 of them and 2 beautiful pads. Right, it cost me about 50 bucks US in Amazon.com. So another place, another great source to find parts for your vehicle. I'm gonna stop the video right now. I'm gonna play with it, and then I'll show you if there is any kind of funky motion or something that stop your caliper from actually, or your brake pads from being removed. So far it seems pretty straightforward. 2 bolts, pressing the piston back with a good size flat screwdriver, and just removing the pads and putting back on. I said these ones in here, you don't have to replace them, you know, because they're just placeholders really, you know. They don't cost anything. They don't do much of it, you know. Ideally it's because they help with the brake pads to slide forwards and backwards when you brake, so they don't jam. So they're tested on the under laps, I'm assuming. Anyway, I'm gonna stop the video right now. I'm gonna stop talking because, you know, it's pretty straightforward, and I'll show you any other tricks if I have to. Okay, cheers.